Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your Charleston, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty interesting show for you guys that we definitely want you guys to stick around for. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, what happened yesterday on ESPN? On ESPN First Take, they brought in the most outspoken man in all of sports in one Charles Barkley. They brought him there for, I believe, a full half hour or 20 plus minutes. And when they were on there, Stephen A. Smith was asking him a litany of questions. They were talking about various things like load management, who's the face of the NBA, who his picks in the East, who's his picks in the West, all of these different things. But then it got to a part where they were talking about load management and players' contracts and guys not playing today. And Charles Barkley, who seems to follow the media closely, decided to take a direct shot at Stephen A. Smith's colleague in Redick for his disrespectful comments to Bob Cousy and players in the past. So for those of you who missed exactly what Charles Barkley had to say, take a listen to what he had to say here, and then we're going to come back and react to his comments. Take a listen to that.
Because I challenge you on this. I get your point, and you're right for the most part. What I would say to you is this. I think what's changed is when a player goes to the negotiating table and you looking for $200, $300 million deals, you saying I'm that dude. I'm that dude that can take you there. This is why I deserve this money. And so as a result of that, people going to look at that and say, okay, if this is the investment that we need to make in you in order to get you to wear this uniform, there's a stipulation that comes with that, which I think is fair in that regard. When you go into the negotiating table and you say you're the man.
Well, first of all, that's not even fair because we're paying bombs today, Stephen A., and you know it.
You got me there.
Listen,
you got me there.
And I don't want to offend anybody, but we're paying janitors. We're playing plumbers. we're just giving $200 or $300 million out like candy, man. I mean, and listen, and I'm not mad. You get what you deserve, whatever they pay you. I just hope you appreciate that. Yep. You know what? I'm the luckiest dude in the world. I was born at the right time. Mm-hmm. But man, it has nothing to do with the money anymore. We're paying everybody in the NBA.
That's fair.
So you heard what he had to say when he said we're playing a lot of plumbers and all of that stuff, right? And Stephen A. Smith started laughing. Now, some of you may be wondering, but what made that so funny? It wasn't so funny. The reason Stephen A. Smith was laughing was because he was referring to the comments that Redick had to make when Chris Mad Dog Russo was on the show. So what we want to do is we want to play exactly those comments that Charles Barkley was referring to. Take a listen to that there.
He lost that series when he was on the Clippers. Missed 4 free. Was it 2 or 4 free throws?
No. I was on the team. It was
he missed
a turnover.
He
fouled Russell Westbrook, and then he turned it over on the last play.
Didn't he miss some 2 free throws?
There was no free throws involved.
How about last year in one of the games against Milwaukee? Didn't he have 5 points in Game 5 against the Bucks and was awful in a game?
Okay.
If you are an NBA Hall of Famer.
What about the entire Lakers series where he couldn't shoot a basketball? Physically couldn't raise his shoulder and arm above his head, and he gutted it out and beat the Lakers.
I give him. He did the good.
So does he get credit for that?
We are putting him on this level of the all-time greats. When you put him on the level of the all-time greats, you can't have these kind of games.
Is he an all-time great, JJ?
You can't put.
He's absolutely an all-time
point guard.
He's an all-time great point guard.
Without question.
If he wins a championship, he's in the conversation for the greatest point guard ever. I'm not saying
he's not. The greatest point guard. He's not Bob Cousy. He's not Bob Cousy.
Bob Cousy couldn't dribble with his left hand.
Bob Cousy changed the game. Chris Paul didn't change the game.
Bob Cousy won championships when there were 8 teams in the NBA and you had to win 2 playoff series.
Guys.
Let's celebrate Bob Cousy in his era, but you can't compare pre-1980 with
yes, you can.
With the modern NBA. No, you cannot. No, you cannot.
Well, how about Weston Oscar? Can you compare Cousy with Weston Oscar?
The great players could play in any era. There's no doubt about that.
Cousy was first-team All-NBA when Weston Oscar were playing. And he was first-team All-NBA. That's against Weston Oscar.
Well,
first-team All-NBA. Has Paul ever been first-team All-NBA?
Did Bob Cousy ever shoot over 40% from the field in his career?
We understand that.
Did he overshoot? Did he ever shoot over 40%?
Probably 39, 40%. Different kind of game.
Not once.
Not once. That's fair. He also had 29 assists in an NBA game.
Oh, well, he was being guarded by plumbers and firemen.
So you heard what J.J. Redick had to say, right? He called them playing against a bunch of firemen and plumbers. And I thought it was absolutely hilarious. When I heard that yesterday, I laughed so loud when Charles Barkley did that because it was absolutely brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant, and he was 100% on the money. He was 100% on the money, which brings up an interesting point. A point that I never thought of until Charles said it. Basically, what Charles was saying was that we're paying a lot of scrubs out here. Because that's what J.J. Redick was alluding to. Basically playing against guys that are not really good. And it begs the question. Are a lot of the guys that we see in today's NBA, are they all really that good? Are they all really that good? That's the point Charles Barkley was making. And as somebody who played in the NBA at a high level, regular season MVP winner, top 75 player, faced Michael Jordan in the finals, that caliber player, for him to be able to look at the talent and for him to say that, I thought it was just absolutely pure gold. I thought it was pure comedy. And that is the reason why Stephen A. Smith was laughing. Now, some people, including J.J. Redick supporters, say, oh, that was disrespectful. Then how the hell do you think it came across when you said that? And that's why a lot of these legends are on your you-know-what right now, man. A lot of them are coming for you. And this was somebody I supported when you first came out. We did a show talking about how excited we were to see what you would bring to the network. But then it turned into some, I'm here to defend every single player, disrespect the greats. And that's why cats are coming for you. And now you're starting to get, you see, J.J. Redick is getting the energy he's giving. Let me repeat that one more time. You are getting the energy you gave. So if these guys are up here talking like this, it's because of what you've been saying. They didn't just stand up and all of a sudden decide that they want to comment on J.J. Redick. They're responding a lot of times to the things you have said. And the irony in all of this is that JJ has had some major heavy hitters in NBA history come at him. This is just another example. Before that, it was just Dominique Wilkins. So maybe you need to chill out with some of the disrespect, getting so angry, all of us, getting angry and getting frustrated when Mad Dog makes a point. Maybe you need to be a little bit slower to jump to the defense of these guys, because it seems like a lot of the greats are not jiving with what you're saying. This is just my take, but hey, what do I know? I never played in the NBA. So what I want to know from you guys, what do you think about the comments Charles Barkley had to make? Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comment section. We catch you on the next show.